What's going on, everybody? I'm joined by Jess and Jana from Team Eurovoxx, and today we're talking about Portugal. It's another Voxx Verdict video. We're discussing all 39 songs that are competing this year for Eurovision 2021, and Portugal is bringing a new act. They didn't bring back Elisa from last year, and they had Festival de Canção. They've elected the Black Mamba and their song Love Is On My Side to represent them at Eurovision for this year. So let's talk about what we think about the song and how we feel it might be doing at Eurovision.
Love is on my side, in my side. Oh, maybe not tonight.
So Portugal's entry this year is one that I would say is not that comparable to other entries in Eurovision. I would say it might come a little bit close to Georgia's, but only in kind of, small ways. It's not, the two songs are quite distinct from one another, but definitely a unique song for Portugal. And a notable thing about this is the fact that it is the first entry from Portugal that is entirely in English. I'm going to go to you first, Jess. What do you think about Love Is On My Side?
So this song has been a big grower for me, this contest. When it first won Festival de Canção, I wasn't that keen on the song. I thought it was kind of a bit boring and bland almost. But after listening to it more and more times, I'm realizing just how beautiful the song actually is and how kind of the melody is very kind of sweet and soothing, I find, along with the main singer's kind of almost unique sounding voice, the way he kind of has a certain twang to it. Just everything kind of comes together really nicely, and I'm starting to think it's just a beautiful little entry from Portugal, and it's kind of, I think, typically Portuguese in Eurovision, except it's in English and not Portuguese. But yeah, I'm actually quite liking the song now.
It's interesting to see that, you did kind of respond in the way that I would expect a lot of people in the Eurovision community to respond, because this is not like the typical Eurovision entry by any means. It's not a big pop banger. It's not like an over-the-top ballad. And Portugal is kind of known for doing their own thing and just kind of seeing how it goes. And I'm curious, Jana, for yourself, which side are you on this? Are you more of the typical Eurovision? Well, I don't want to say typical Eurovision fan, but is this the kind of song that you like?
Yeah, difficult to say. I have to admit I was a bit grumpy when it won because my favorite didn't win. But after a few listens, I started to really like it. And I mean, his vocals are amazing. He has a great voice, and the whole song is so charming, and it's such a soft atmosphere. And I really think it's so different to the other entries that it really has a chance and could stand out at Eurovision. So I really like it now.
It'll be interesting to see if we see more fans warming up to it, because, if you look in certain pockets of the Eurovision community, whether it's like the odds or the My Eurovision scoreboard app, this one is far from the top. In fact, it's in most cases it's towards the bottom. For myself, I do feel like this is a breath of fresh air when we're talking about the selection overall this year. It's really nostalgic. It's got like a really lovely soul sound and dreamy orchestration. And I don't know if you guys know the story behind the song, but the band has said in interviews, this is me paraphrasing it, so they might describe it differently, but basically it's a story about a woman that they met in Amsterdam who had really lost a lot of her livelihood to drug abuse and had been working as a prostitute in the red light district. And the thing that kept her going is this idea that love is on her side, and that's something to live for. And again, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, so she might put it in different words. But I think that the story itself is quite charming, and I think that if they're able to communicate that through the staging in a way that isn't, kind of cheesy or tacky, I think that this could do really, really well. But yeah, I mean, not a surprise that this isn't the kind of entry that a lot of people have warmed up to. So Jess, let's talk about the potential at Eurovision. It is quite an understated song. How do you see this going, considering that it is in the second half of semifinal 2? What do you think we could be seeing as far as a result for Portugal?
So initially I was kind of thinking this song could be quite forgettable to the audience and it wouldn't really be enough to stand out. But then the more that I think about it, this song actually is very different from a lot of other songs we have in this year's contest, especially in the second semi-final. And compared to all of these kind of up-tempo bops and the pop bangers that we have, this one is just the complete opposite. And I think that that will work in its favour. And I think we could see Portugal qualifying to the final. I don't think they would really trouble the scoreboard too much in the final, but I think we will see them there.
Okay, how about you, Jana? Would you bet on them being in the final?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they would qualify, but I agree with Jess. I mean, they really could stand out between all those pops and up-tempo songs, and it could be a dark horse. So yeah, I'm really looking forward.
Mm-hmm. I think that one thing that might help with the portrayal of the story is, I don't know how many of you saw Esti Laul in Estonia, but there was a song by Kadri Voorand, which was just her at the piano, and there was kind of a love story going on with the lyrics, but when I interviewed her, she described it as connecting with the child that you used to be, and it made a lot more sense seeing the imagery that was involved with that production, because she had these very simple graphics that were almost like something out of a storybook with a silhouette of a child, and I think that a similar idea could really help it here. But with that said, I don't think that this is a safe song by any means, but at least one that's respectable and one that brings variety to Eurovision. Okay, so now we're looking at what we call the Voxx Verdict scale. Rather than numbers, we use emojis. So let's go with you first, Jana. Tell me, how do you feel about this song overall? What emoji would you use to describe your reaction to it?
Yeah, I personally gave it a neutral face because I'm not sure if this will qualify, but I really like this song. But on the other hand, I'm also not very sure if the usual viewers can see the potential, but I really hope so. So I'm really not sure.
All right, Jess, how about you?
So I would give this song just a simple smiley face emoji, just because I like the song, but I don't love it. I think it's a nice, beautiful song, and I feel like a nice smile kind of represents the song and how I feel about it.
Okay. For myself, originally I think I would have been on the same page as you, because as Jess, because I have always liked this entry from the time that I heard it for the first time in Festival de Cancel. But over time it has grown on me even more. And for me, I'm going to give this the heart eye emojis, which I think we're calling love, love, peace, peace. It's an entry that, again, it's a breath of fresh air. Something that I think that people could respond to, the nostalgic feel of it. It might not necessarily have the impact that Salvador Sobral had, but it could do better than people are expecting. And now we're going to go over to the rest of the team's responses. So I'll read them out one at a time. Starting at the end, and again, I can't say that I'm that surprised that it's got this kind of reaction. But we have 11 Jan Olassand Take It Aways, which is the sad face. We've got 7 chin scratch ones, which, what did we call that? Something better? Yeah. We've got 7 neutral face, sound of silence. Then we have 3 smiley faces, which is Like It, Zena from Belarus. We have 3 love, love, peace, pieces. Unfortunately, no fuegos, but who knows? Maybe with Tatanka's voice, it will really raise the roof in Rotterdam and become something that's even more enjoyable. But guys, that's what we think about the Black Mamba and Love Is On My Side. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and let us know what some of your favorites are this year. Again, we're going to be talking about all of the 39 songs participating in Eurovision for 2021, so we'd love to catch you guys for another video when we're talking about some of the other entries. But until then, we will see you on the next video. Take care.